Today we are going to introduce how to control the field. During the training, there are often some unexpected situations which requires the lecturer to control the field. So this course will introduce some emergencies that may occur in the course, and where we are going to introduce how to deal with these kind of problems. We hope that after finishing this part, you will be aware of the emergencies you may encounter during the training, and you may be able to know how to deal with them. For most of the lectures, the first problem they could have is the nervousness. Before going on a stage, many people will be nervous because they are aware of being in public. As long as we are familiar with the presentation and the environment, it can effectively help us to ease the nerves, calm down, and conquer the audience with words. So about the nervous, nervous, about the nervousness, let's see. So let's see what's the reason for the nervousness. Here are four factors that contribute to stage nervousness. First is about the content. Maybe you are not familiar with the content you are going to introduce, and you are fear of forgetting words. Next is the venue. It's too formal or it's too flashy for you, so it can make you feel nervous. And next is the audience. Too numerous and unfamiliar audience is one of the reasons. Or sometimes they are too tricky, or even you have some trainees or some of the audience are high powered. It could also be the reason why you are nervous. And the last is about the condition. Suffer the consequences and take responsibility for the results. After knowing the factors that cause tension, next let's see how to overcome. Firstly, to overcome the nervousness, we should prepare in advance. Be prepared and familiar with the content is the first step. The content must be mastered, able to confidentially see I'm an expert in this direction. And next is the rehearsals. You can practice in front of a PC, in front of a mirror, or practice on the spot of the actual teaching. It can make you be familiar with the content and be familiar with the environment you are going to uh, deliver the training. And and lesson preparation links to think clearly about the logic and the organization of the lectures. Next is about the empathy. If you are a student, can you understand what you are saying without the knowledge you have? Because as a lecturer, your purpose is to make the trainees understand what you see. So when you introducing some content, you should change your mind and just think that you are a student without any knowledge background. So if you can understand the words you are saying about, right? And the next is to make a list of key points, metaphors, and the examples. Then during the training, maybe you can refer to this list and you can get some remind from this list. The last point, with the adequate preparation, more than 80% of your nervousness can be overcome, and most problems can be predicted during a drill while preparing the lesson. So this is the first step. You should prepare for the content, for the presentations in advance. And next is what we should do before going on stage. Firstly, get to know the venue. Get to the venue early to get familiar with it. And we suggest that if it's an on-site training, you should go to the venue the day before the training. So in this way, you have enough time to get familiar with it, and except that you have enough time to confirm all the aids you will use during the training. It's what we're talking about here at the second point. Check teaching aids. Teaching aids plays a very important role in assisting the lecturer's teaching expression. The main teaching aids include the whiteboard, the marker, the projector, the laser pointer, and the microphone. With the help of these aids, actually you can make the presentation better and can attract the trainees' attention. Okay, and next point is find someone to talk to. Because you should go to the venue before the training, and there must be someone come earlier. So you just need to find someone and talk to him. In this way, you can maybe get a sense of their personality, their needs, and you can build a relationship between them. For example, you can know their work, you can know their name, you can know where they're from, this kind of information. Even this kind of information does not help a lot about the training, but it can make you more comfortable, more relaxed. Okay, and next point is move freely around the venue to get relaxed. Okay, so before going on stage, the main point you should do is to get relaxed. Don't be too nervous. Okay. So here it says that familiarize yourself with the venue and the participants before going on stage. Get rid of your own fear of the unknowing. Okay, and after going on stage, let's see what we should do. First is to breathe deeply. Deep breaths can help us relax and can make you feel comfortable, right? So you should adjust your breathing rhythm and hold a mic in hand, because sometimes if you are nervous, even you don't know where to put your hand, right? But if you have a mic, so you can just hold it and hold the microphone in your hands, you can avoid the straining your hands. Next is to smile. Smile can make the trainees think that you are confident, and at the same time, you can make the trainees feel relaxed and feel that you are reliable. Except that smile can also keep yourself relaxed. And the last but not least is slow. Slow down your words. It can make you heard more reliable. If you speak very fast, maybe the Chinese can figure out that okay, you are not confident, so you want to finish this part quickly, so you speak that first. But if you speak slowly, even some of the parts you are not very familiar, but the Chinese will think, okay, you are very confident, you are very professional, and you know everything very well. Okay, so this is a very important point. So enjoy being in control of the class while on stage. I think it could be a little difficult for some new lecturers, but after you try to speak slowly, you will find, okay, actually it's very good and it's very helpful for the presentation in class. Okay, here are some suggestions for you to overcome your nervousness. And next, are some possible problems you could have during the training. And the first is the unexpected questions. During training, there are often situations in which you cannot answer questions from the trainees, and many lecturers will be nervous at this time, which will affect their authority in the minds of students. But here you should pay attention that it's very common for you or for a lecturer that cannot answer all the questions from the trainees, because our trainees are all very professional and they have their own fields. So during the training, they will think about the points you are introducing from their fields, and then they could have some problems and ask you. But it's impossible for you to know each field very well. So don't be nervous at this time. And then let's see what we should do. How to deal with this situation. Firstly, admit your shortcomings. Tell the student that you cannot give an accurate answer and promise to feedback after class. So when they ask you a question but you don't know the answer, don't give an answer that you are not sure. You can just say, sorry sir, I'm not sure uh, about your question. So I need to check some materials and I will feedback to you after the training. And after class, through consulting materials, consult colleagues, and other ways, you can get the answer. And once you get the answer, please reply to the students. And last step is to strengthen the preparation before class and try to avoid the similar situations. This is the first possible problem that you could face during the training about some unexpected questions. And the next is about the time of the lecture. Usually, the time of the lecture is fixed. For example, the training is last for 4 days, and each day we have 6 hours. But in some special situations, there may be insufficient time. For example, in the sharing session, one student's sharing takes too much time. So in this way, it could affect the whole content, because if the students take too much time to share his experience and we don't have enough time for other contents, right? So in this way, let's see how to deal with this problem. In the sharing session, set the sharing time for each student in advance. For example, it's very good and helpful for us to invite the students share their experience in class. But to control the time, you can limit the time of sharing in advance. For example, you can see now we have about 20 minutes and we're going to invite some of you to share your experience with us. So any volunteers? In this way, you are inviting the trainees to share with us their experience, and at the same time, you have said that we only have 20 minutes, so please control your time, right? Okay, and next, politely interrupt when the trainee runs out of time. For example, we only have 20 minutes, or even we only have 5 minutes, but the time is up, so you should interrupt, right? For example, you can see, sorry sir, the time is out, but actually we have already learned a lot from your sharing, and we're interested of your following content. So if it's convenient, can we talk about it after class? So in this way, you can control the time of sharing, and of course, at the same time, the trainee will not be felt like unrespected, right? Okay, this is about how to control the time of the lecture. And except the sharing session, you should prepare in advance. For example, you should confirm for the one specific topic how much time it will take. And for example, for the STP, you have 4 hours. For the DCP, you have 1 hour. So in this way, we can ensure that the whole training period is enough for all these contents. Okay, this is about the time. And the next is that the students are distracted. Students' attention is often distracted in class, such as dealing with their work, they playing their mobile, communicate with the others privately, or even someone are sleeping, right? So when such a situation occurs, it will affect the classroom atmosphere and will affect the students' learning outcomes. In this way, we should find out some ways to attract their attention. And here are some suggestions. Let's see. First is about asking questions. By asking questions in a way that grabs the attention of the students. For example, if you find out that someone is distracted, so at this time you can see, okay, now we will invite some of you to answer a question. At this time, even they're distracted, but they will feel that, okay, the lecturer is asking questions, or maybe he will ask me to answer it, and should get back to the lesson, to the training, right? And next is organize trainees to have group discussions. Group discussion is also a very good method to attract their attentions. For example, now you can give them a topic and ask them to discuss in groups. And next, you should share some interesting experiences. But it's a little difficult because you should prepare in advance. You can prepare some interesting experiences in advance, and each time when you find someone is distracted, you can share with them, right? And next is arrange breaks between classes appropriately to help students relax a bit, because maybe they are tired, so they are distracted. You can give them some time to relax. For example, you should have a 10 minutes break after 1 hour training. Okay, this is about the how to control the field, and hope you can get some ideas from this content.